and welcome back to another video. Today's look is this natural, daytime appropriate, work appropriate, uni, college, meeting the parents for the first time appropriate. Boys and girls, this is one of my favorite looks to do. This is it. This is your natural, everyday, go-to, quick and easy look. And let's see how I did it. So, let's begin. The first thing that you need to do, I think we've talked about this before, but is color correcting your skin. So especially if you're going for a natural look, the whole point is to seem that you don't have any imperfections. So let's start with the green concealer again. This one's by NYX and it is awesome. My skin is a little bit more red than usual because I had a really hot shower and then I did an exfoliation and face mask. So the problem areas are a little bit more angry right now. So they need a good cover. So you have your green. Can I just say it is really hot and oh my lord. Here it is mid-November, mid to end of November now, and it is still 20-21 degrees every day and I'm sick of it. Next thing is you're taking your concealer, and I told you, MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer, also for under my eyes but also for concealing blemishes. It is really good. I would say that maybe it's like, I know that it's a little bit higher end, so you can do great work with NYX, with L'Oreal, with any other concealer that you want to use, but I think this one is worth investing in because it lasts longer and better than all. And it somehow has this like really thick coverage but not cakey at all. It's just super creamy. Again, I'm gonna do this with my finger. It helps warm the product and it helps give you, I think, a more natural coverage without picking it up with a sponge or a brush. Remember that a sponge does pick up. I can't speak today. A sponge does pick up a lot of product. So I have been very busy with a lot of things lately, and me and Akis were discussing a few plans work-wise, and we are almost ready for some big things. And I say almost because it needs about a year, but we have something really cool in the works. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, but you'll find out later. There'll be a few hints along the way. Yeah. The next step, personally I like to mix two foundations for this. So I take my MAC's Face and Body and Maybelline's 24-Hour Superstay. I like to mix a bit on the back of my hand so that you get the kind of like the thin coverage from MAC, but you also get the slightly more pigmented coverage from the 24-Hour. And I find that you can, it's kind of the perfectly creamy coverage that gives you that balance. So here we go. Just taking 1.5 pumps of this and a little squeeze of MAC. Just mix it with the back of a brush on the back of my hand, like that. And you'll feel that, like, most foundations come out of the bottle very cold. It's a good idea to warm it up, especially the MAC Face and Body. It does need warming. It oxidizes very slowly, which is great, but a lot of the time you'll find that you're spreading it and you're not getting any coverage. Even though it is a light to medium coverage, you'll feel like you're not getting anywhere with it. So just give it a little bit of a swirl together. You're mixing the product as well here, which is great, and then start applying in little pats all over your face. So, because we're trying to keep this natural, I'm going to use a foundation brush today to spread my makeup, and then go over it a bit with a sponge. So, just stroke Pro tip, I've always said this, but blend a little bit into your hair. Like, don't be afraid of that hairline, it needs to be blended in. For your, I think in general, but especially, I told you I can't talk today, especially your more natural looks, a great thing to do is to blend these little difficult areas like the crevices of your nose or into your eyebrows with your fingers. Like, don't be afraid just because you see people always using brushes or sponges or whatever. Use your fingers. I mean, so many pro makeup artists use only their fingers. It's amazing. But use your fingers. Don't be afraid. Just like here, up, and here. Remember, you're taking your foundation as well down onto your neck, under your chin. Like, don't forget to join. The amount of times that I've had like a patch here of white because I forget to, like, because I'll do my chin and then I'll do my neck like that and then I'll have like a little patch here with nothing. Okay, I think we're looking cool. Now I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus. I think this is the best option you can have, although as I said you can use any setting spray for mid makeup, but this gives you a good hydration boost and it helps keep your makeup. So I like after my foundation, especially if I don't use a primer, to give a spray and then just pat it in with your sponge, so you're taking that coverage to be a little bit more natural that way as well. So the look that I want to go for today, as I said, is kind of supernatural in that way that you can get away with it in all sorts of situations. So we're going to try and keep things as light as possible, and that doesn't mean what products you use, but it means your hand, literally your heavy-handedness. I found that sometimes I will dab into bronzer and just be like bah, 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 whereas you have to tap off the product and so that you can build up the product. As my mum always said, you can add, but you can't take away. That is also true for cooking. You can add more salt, you can't take it away. Revolution's Conceal and Define today for under eye. Especially if this is going to be your day makeup, then I think this is such a great foundation concealer for under the eye to brighten. Give yourself any coverage if you need it. Tiny bit on the nose, literally like 2 little dots, and that's it. And then I'm gonna sponge it in. Now, if you've seen my other videos or you've seen my Instagram, you know that this is quite natural looking for how I usually like to do my makeup. The key is not go overboard for these daytime looks, because otherwise you're kind of ruining that illusion of being naturally without any imperfection. I wish my skin looked like this all the time. So go for what you want to look like all the time. Unless you're one of those people whose skin always looks like this all the time, then you're very lucky. Very lucky. I'm going to use some setting spray to do that, to keep it less, like I'm going to try and move away from powders as much as I can. So just tap that onto the concealer that you've applied. Now I did just say that I'm going to keep away from powder products, but I am going to powder the rest of my face with, firstly, back in with this Such a Know-It-All palette. Amazing, repping it, loving it. D1. Tap off the excess. Now, again, hold the brush by the end and just gently do that. See? That's just a little bit of definition going on there. You don't need much as you want to put, but if you're going for a natural look, this is kind of your place. This is where you are. This is where you're gonna live. Again, the same type of thing, super light. One tap off excess, and swirl gently. Okay, my face has already gotten some of its life back. the last thing, this I'm going to use the NYX's Born to Glow, which has a little bit of highlighter in it. I find that it's really natural and nice and peachy and lovely looking. A little bit again, and gentle. Hardest part for me is the eyes. I'm not very good at keeping my eyes looking natural. I seem to try it and fail. So my base color is going to be this very orangey color here from NYX's Perfect Filter. Tap off excess and shade from inner corner to outer corner. Okay, and we're going to take our blending brush and just give it that a bit of a buff outwards so that it's even more natural. Stick to the kind of the edges as well so that you're really blending the edge into the skin so you can't really see where it begins. Just this one here, it's still a reddish brown. If you look, it's not completely, this one here, it's not brown. So I'm just going to take 2 little taps of that and put it in this outer corner, just lightly, to build a little bit of definition. And blend outwards. This is great, especially if you're anything like me and you have hooded eyes. This is a great little technique. Begin with Perfect Filter, and I'm going to take this ever so shiny, it's like a cream champagne color, just with my finger, and put it into the inner corner of my eye to give some definition. For my eyebrows, I'm just going to brush my eyebrow hairs into place. Just going to take a little bit of eyebrow pencil and extend my eyebrow a little bit. And stick them into place with my trusty got-to-be method. I've discussed this before. Little bit of eyeliner. I think that brown kohl eyeliner is the best thing you can go for a natural look. So just a little bit to extend the eye and along the lash line. There you go. Give your lashes a little curl. Factor Dark Magic Instant Dramatic Volume Mascara. I have been loving this, even though it's one of those tiny short little bristle ones, which I usually shy away from. It has been one of my favorite mascaras, so let's check that out. Okay, and final thing is your lips. You can do whatever you want with your lips. I love this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. This one is in, I don't know, hang on, Whipped Caviar. It is a great pinky soft color, so obviously for daytime don't go crazy overlining your lips, I'd say. Personally, maybe, I don't know, do what you want actually, but if you're going for that more natural look, again, as you can see, this one is quite close to my natural lip color, so I'm just going to fill it in completely. There we go. So this is my finished look. If you liked it, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment.